That took long enough. Welcome, my friends, to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery, here. I almost said from the Outdoor Magazine radio studio. No, I'm here in my home office, my home studio. Glad to have you along with us tonight. Hello, John. Wouldn't be a Wednesday Night Live without you. Again, like I said this morning, looking forward to hunting with you. Craig, my friend, how are you? Really appreciate your support. Appreciate you joining us at the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner last Saturday night. Bernie, good evening. How are you? Michelle, it was a pleasure to see you. And that big lug of a husband of yours. Patrick. Hello, Ashley. Again, it was nice to meet you and Joe. On the road to Paris Island. Scott's heading to Paris Island. A little tickle in my throat tonight. I don't know what that is. Hello, Jim. How are things in Tennessee? Cliff, good evening. How are you? I appreciate you joining us. Just got it, too. I just started. My wife, Denise, says, she said, I got a little bit of a sore throat. Thailand. Oh, you've been with us before. How are you? Appreciate you joining us once again. I'll just keep sipping this. Keep my my throat hydrated. Johnny, how are things at Andy's? I see Johnny was on a fire run earlier. Jason, good evening. How are you? Appreciate you joining us. Jason, a fellow Trinity guy. Anyway, our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner Saturday night was just absolutely wonderful. Many of you on here tonight, or I suspect will be on here tonight, were along with us to join us, and I do certainly appreciate it. Ashley said the food was fantastic. Ashley says the food awesome. There will be some Maker's Mark in here. Hey, Johnny, remember what you were telling me about your throat being a little sore? You know what? Mine's getting sore too. I wonder if we had a little bug we were passing around between us. Good evening, Jeff. How are you? Thanks for joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Erica, we will sell tickets again next year, so hopefully you can join us. I don't like peppermint, but I had to have happen to have one right here. So let me just see if that'll help. Tony, how are you, my fellow skinny water aficionado? How are you? Ed Bolanowski, Rick Martin, David. Firefighter Appreciation Night. Just kidding, having a twisted tea. Good evening, Rick. Hey, Jody, Rick. So anyway, what's going on since we last talked? Well, the red-winged blackbirds are back on the pond behind the house. For me, that is absolutely a true sign of springtime. Now, we're talking about, not we, powers that be are talking about maybe having some snow on Friday. I'll tell you what, anything short of 6 inches of snow, I'm not even shoveling it at this point. I'll let Mother Nature take care of it. Hey, Joe, how are you? Your wife's on here with us tonight. It was nice to meet you guys at the Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner. It's a good event, wasn't it? Hey, Brad, how are things in North Carolina? A tablespoon of white vinegar will clear that cough up. Yeah, I bet it would. Good evening, Stu. How are you? Appreciate you joining us. Red-winged blackbirds are back. I'm thinking about springtime. The turkey results. Turkey drawing 3-8. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna shovel it. I'm done with it. Let Mother Nature take care of it. Am I coming down to the Grand Rapids show? No, I'm not. I'm not. Saturday night, going to the Michigan Conservation Officers Association dinner. I've had a very few, several rock and roll weeks, and I think I'm not going to be running all over the place. Lost Glove Farms. Ed says still solid ice on his pond. Our pond is open up behind the house here. Hello, Mike. Yeah, David, I hear from Paul Jenkins. I saw him last week at Costco, in fact. Well, I don't know about moving to Florida. Yeah, our Red Wings, Erica, our Red Wings came back yesterday. James says Southern Lake Michigan is on fire for coho. Day-to-day, but can be fast limits. Is on for coho. Excellent. Kind of sound like Chuck Waters. If I was sounding like, "Hey, Daryl, how are you? It was nice talking to you." I'll get back to Daryl, but he's on the radio show this week. It might take a little time, hey Johnny. Almost turkey time. Chuck Waters, the weatherman. If I talked about Naughty Hatchet, remember he called Bad Axe Naughty Hatchet. Some ramps on the St. Clair walleye time coming, picking up some steelhead. You know what? You guys are a step ahead of me. So let me get right into who's on the show this week, because your topics and their guests right now are leading into this. Daryl Godden, who is Daryl's not doing bear hunts. No, Daryl does not do bear hunts. Hey, Joe, appreciate you joining us. Always good to hear from you, my friend. Daryl does wolf hunts in White River, Ontario. He does not do bear hunts. Our mutual friend, Ron St. Louis, does bear hunts in White River, Ontario, Canada. Daryl Godden, though, is my first guest this week. He talks about wolf hunting in Ontario, out of White River, Ontario, Canada. The reason we talk about it, a lot of people here in Michigan, that looks kind of nerdy, doesn't it? I forgot it was there. A lot of people here in Michigan would love to be able to shoot wolves, but of course we can't legally do it. If you go to Ontario, you can legally hunt wolves, and Daryl is a very good wolf hunting guide up there. So we have him on the show to talk about that. Then Pete Patsalis, again, the St. Clair River, talking about open water fishing there right now. The walleye fishing is very good, and he expects to be getting silverfish anytime. In our second hour this week, Randy Claremont, who is a DNR fisheries biologist who was just named the DNR fisheries chief. He's the DNR fish head. He joins me on the radio show this week to talk about a number of topics, including the fact that he used to work as a biologist for the tribes, and what role will that play in this whole consent decree and decision fiasco? My word, fiasco, not his. I could use another word that would be stronger, but I'm not going to use it. This week's Ask Avery segment deals with the topic of why do we still have lottery systems for turkeys? I'll come back to that in a minute. Then Al Stewart, a former DNR upland game bird specialist, but now he's the director of the Nimrod Education Center at Hillsdale College. You know, I got to tell you, everything I see coming out of Hillsdale has me very impressed. They have an avid shooting team, trap and skeet. And in today's world, when you've got a university that is pushing shooting, and not in a negative sense, but in a positive sense, I got to respect that. Plus, this Nimrod Education Center is designed to teach the non-hunting and angling public the role, the conservation role, and the financial role of hunters and anglers and shooters and trappers, and how we pay for everything and everybody else just rides the wave on our back. I like what's going on there at Hillsdale. And wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner joined me. Brian, I got to be honest. I know we talked Saturday night, but I wasn't putting your face to the name. No, Saturday night was kind of a blur for me. It was kind of crazy, but I appreciate you joining us, Brian. Thank you very much. Yes, turkeys are considered an upland game bird. Yeah, they are. At least according to the Michigan DNR. Glad you had fun, Brian. It was a great night, wasn't it? Okay, this week's Ask Avery segment, and I'm doing this a little bit early because you asked. Now, here's a sneeze coming. Yep. Excuse me. I think something's happening here. I was saying I posted here on Facebook. Yeah, I'm telling you, Hillsdale College, from what I'm learning, is a pretty impressive place. They support Second Amendment. They support hunting and fishing. I'm liking them. Scott Hand says the front quarter of the AQ has turned into a full enclosure behind the helm. Old operator needs to stay warm traveling out the bay early and late season. The old operator being you as the old operator. Hey, not me as the old operator of that boat. I spent $5. Thank you, Kevin. I spent $5 to apply for my Michigan turkey tag, knowing full well that ZZ I'm reading your comments here. Mid-Michigan has some, you're right, John. Mid-Michigan has some stuff going on too. Not to the extent of Hillsdale. I like Mid-Michigan, but Hillsdale's got it going on. ZZ is the Southern Michigan private land hunt that runs for 6 weeks. It starts that third weekend in April and goes through the mosquito season. I think the only time it ever sold out was during COVID. So I could be reasonably sure that I did not need to apply for ZZ before the season, that I could just go buy it over the counter. But here's what I'm thinking. I love turkey hunting so much that I was not about to let a $5 bill get between me and the possibility of not turkey hunting this spring. So I paid the $5 to apply. And of course I got I was drawn for a tag. And I had people come out of the woodwork and say, oh, you're wasting that money. I don't think it's a waste. I don't have any problem supporting conservation issues. In fact, I got to be honest with you. I talked about this earlier. I'm now eligible for a senior hunting license this fall. I don't want a senior hunting license. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hunting license, but I'm going to take the extra money between what a senior pays and a regular license pays. And I'm just going to, I'm going to put it into something conservation related. I might even make a donation to the Hunters for the Hungry. I'm not looking for a free ride here. And it really bothers me. I'll be honest with you. It really bothers me just because somebody reaches a certain age that they think they should get some kind of a great discount. Why is that? Because you're 65, you should get a discount over somebody who's 64? Why? Are you not using the resource any differently? I don't get that. And I'm not a supporter of it. And I will be 65 in June. I expect the arrows to start flinging now. All right, this week's Ask Avery segment, going back to this whole concept of, do we need a turkey draw in Michigan? Bob Scriver sent me an email. In fact, he posted on the page. He said, well, I could do that, Michelle. Well, yeah, okay. But in my case, I don't want it. I don't want it. But I'm of the mindset and mentality, I don't want anything given to me. I'm not looking for any kind of a breaks, any kind of a discount. Don't give something to me. If we're doing some kind of a trade, that's one thing, but you're going to get something back out of it. I don't want anything for free. Bob Scriver says he does not believe that we should even have a draw for the Michigan turkey season. He said it's a waste of money, and he said moreover, he says it is a crime perpetrated against turkey hunters in Michigan. He says that, and I'm trying to read this without glasses, which is a mistake. No hunt units, because he made a presentation to the NRC in 2019, Bob did. No hunt units were ever sold out by the end of the license period, resulting in a quota being less than 100%. Unknowing applicants kept stepping up to the plate to apply for their license without knowing there is really no competition for the licenses because the hunter numbers have fallen. He says further, those that never purchased their license, and there are a lot of them, are keeping that license from being available to other hunters that would buy a tag. He said it's such a waste. Interesting. And I asked Al Stewart, who was the upland game bird specialist for the DNR, a turkey guy. And he said, it's a good question. He said, do we really need it at this point? Possibly not. However, he does say that what happens if turkey numbers continue to drop, as they are across the country, and they need to do some pretty quick restructuring of such. If they were just letting out tags over the counter, this is Al saying this, it would be harder to control it than having the draw like they do. Scott Hand says, I think Al Stewart may have rattled some cages over there about the turkey population drop. Cookie cutter little hens all over the place now. Go Nimrods. So Scott, you agree with me that what they're doing there at not Olivet, what is it? Hillsdale. Yeah, they're doing good stuff. Hello, Gene. How are you? Thanks for joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. 100 birds in the field. I was driving down I rode tonight, and I bet you we saw 200 deer out in a herd. It was a herd of deer. Have you heard of deer? Well, this was a herd of deer. Okay. Hey, Matt, how are you? Also, Matt, thank you for joining us at our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner, and thank you for your generous donation of two, count them, two predator hunts. Johnny says a bunch of birds up in the Yoop. Nobody's hunting them. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about. You see this right here? Well, we don't want to see that. There we go. And I think that Emil Rousseau is with us tonight. Emil, if you are, chime in. I didn't see you. 2 weeks from tonight, we will have a Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, the Forward Corporation Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch. It'll start at 7 o'clock, but the doors will open at 5:30. If you want to join us, Emil's here. If you want to join us, the number is 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. Love to have you join us. You need to call for reservations. Call that number, 989-343-0892. Nobody knows why the turkey populations are dropping. Hey, Joe, how are you, buddy? Anyway, going back to the Wednesday Night Live 2 weeks from tonight, call that number, 989-343-0892. Here for the minute, 0892 to make your reservations. If nobody answers, if an answering machine answers, leave your name, the number of people in your party, and a callback number so the folks from the Lumberjack can call you back and confirm your reservation. Paul Phillips, one of the best extreme long-range shooters in the world, has agreed to join us at that event. He's going to bring the rifle that he shot the record 4-mile shot at a couple of weeks ago. Ted Harpham of Darton Archery will be joining us. He might be bringing along something to give away as well. His wife, Sherry of Freakin' Pickles, will be with us. She's going to have some Freakin' Pickle gift certificates to give away. We'll have a good meal from the Lumberjack. I'm not providing the meal, and the Lumberjack is not providing the meal. Wednesday night, the 22nd, Lori, 2 weeks from today. Got to buy your meal. I mean, there is no price for admission, but I expect you're going to buy something. You're going to have a beer or something to eat, right? Open water fishing in Ludington. Excellent. 4 browns, nice walleye pierheads. Excellent. So anyway, that's 2 weeks from tonight. 989-343-0892. Hey, Pastor, how are you? There you are, Joe. There you go. Good evening. How are you? So in honor of that, or anticipation of that, why don't we give away a couple of these Lumberjack restaurant t-shirts? Get your axe in here. You got to be careful how you say that. So you've got 2 minutes starting right now. 2 minutes on why you want to go to the Lumberjack, on why you like the Lumberjack. Hey, Scott Keatsman of Linwood Taxidermy. Scott, it was real nice to see you and Teresa Saturday night. And thank you for your generous contribution as well. Make your comments right now on why you like the Lumberjack, why you want to go to the Lumberjack, and why you want a Lumberjack, a couple of Lumberjack t-shirts. Emil Rousseau of the Lumberjack is standing by, and he could make you the winner. So make your comments right now on why you like the Lumberjack. I can't do a buzzer tonight. I'm not even going to try. Why you like the Lumberjack, or why you want to go. James says he's never been there. Well, that's a good reason. Never been there. Should go. Hey, it's a great place. It's a great place. About a minute and a half, make some comments about why you want to win a couple of Lumberjack restaurant t-shirts. Because we're having a Wednesday night live there 2 weeks from tonight. It'll start at 7 o'clock. Here's some comments coming in. Here's where the North begins. Great French toast. Don't ask why I want to go. Don't ask me why I want to go. Johnny said, I'm going to be there anyway. Johnny, you coming down to the lower twice in a month? Yeah, one more minute on why you like the Lumberjack. Why you like the Lumberjack. We're going to be there 2 weeks from tonight. The doors open at 5:30. Our live stream starts at 7 o'clock, as all of the Wednesday night live events do. 30 seconds. I'm not keeping track. 30 seconds on why you like the Lumberjack. Emil Rousseau, who is the manager of the Lumberjack, is standing by. He will pick the winner. 15 seconds on why you like the Lumberjack Restaurant. Forward Corporation Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, just off I-75 exit. I think it's not 212. Is it 212? 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's your buzzer, John. There's your buzzer. All right, Emil. Hey, Art. Art, it was really nice to see you. Art Lewis, of course, a broadcasting icon in mid-Michigan, been at WSGW for a long, long time. It was great to see you at our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner, Art. I hope you had fun. All right, Emil. Tell us who wins the Lumberjack T-shirts. Jim, it was great to see you there. Well, you were just because you didn't win something. Emil, come on, man. Art said it was a fabulous event. Thank you, Art. I appreciate that. Joe Marion wins 2 Lumberjack restaurant T-shirts. I know Joe Marion. He's a good guy. 212. It is at 212. So Emil and Joe, you guys are both on here right now. Why don't you private message each other back and forth about how to get those T-shirts? And appreciate that. Joe, I appreciate you watching. Congrats on winning your T-shirts. Emil Rousseau, I appreciate you working with us on this Wednesday Night Live. We will see you up there at the Lumberjack Restaurant 2 weeks from tonight. All right, let's move on to something else. You're a good guy too. Well, that wasn't the only criteria for winning. Hey, Brent, it was wonderful. Brent's an interesting guy. Brent, it was really nice to see you at our Trinity Monitor dinner. I appreciate you showing up. I appreciate your contributions. And what you've got my attention now. Brent does, he makes custom fishing rods, but he also does custom painting of baits. Now, I'm a trolling guy. I'm a walleye guy. And some of the colors that Brent had painted up there really got my attention. In fact, Brent, I was thinking about maybe just buying a bunch of lures and shipping them over to you and having you paint some up. So when am I going to Florida to hunt for a gator? Never. That was easy. Nick, were you there? Thank you. Appreciate that. Tim, Tim, better late than never. Tim, are you and no, there's no worms. Joe, you want to get banned from this page like real fast? Thank you, Brent. I appreciate that. No worms. Crankbaits only, maybe some spoons. Flicker shads, Hottentots, flicker minnows. Oh, I just saw a note I want to remind you of. VersaSkins. Through the weekend, Michigan-based VersaSkins is having a huge sale in honor of our Trinity Monitor Wild Game Dinner and Auction last weekend. Paul Perrone couldn't make our dinner. He did give away a VersaSkins set of clothing. If you want VersaSkins, Michigan-based VersaSkins, just change your skin for the season you're in. If you go to the website versaskins.com, that's versaskins.com, and you use the promo code Avery40, you'll get 40% off on anything in the online store. 40%. Versaskins.com, use the promo code Avery40 and get 40% off everything in the online store. No, Patrick, two different things. Nope. The Forward Corporation owns the Lumberjack Restaurant. Freakin' Pickles is owned by Sherry Harpham, the wife of Ted Harpham, who is a dart and archery guy. But Sherry and Ted are both friends of mine, and they will be at the event Wednesday night, the 22nd, along with another friend of mine, Paul Phillips, one of the best extreme long-range shooters in the world. I'm working on some other people, some other surprises to join us as well. I want to have some things to give away. I want some door prizes. I want to make it worth your while, in addition to a real nice meal at the Lumberjack. Emil Rousseau, I appreciate you hosting our event. Thank you for the hospitality. All right, Kevin. Talk to you later, buddy. Okay, let me bring up another topic. You see this thing right here? You know what that is, unfortunately? That is a graph. How do you reserve? Art, you call 989-343-0892. 989-343-0892. Art, 989-343-0892. Or you just talk to me, Art. This graph right here. This is my right ear and my left ear. This is a graph of my hearing. I don't think, does that show up? Do you see me move my cursor across here? Are you seeing the cursor? I think you do you, or not? Or is that just something? No, you don't see it. If you go to see that, well, up near the top there's a line that says 10 and there's a line that says 20 below it. You don't see it. Okay, Tim. Between 10 and 20 right there is normal. It's average. It's what it should be. Near the top of that graph, between the horizontal lines between 10 and 20, that's normal. That's what you would expect. You see how it dips off over there on the right side when you get between 3 and 4,000 cycles, 4,000 hertz? That's a little bit higher frequency. That's where my hearing is gone. I have some other graphs that say it's between moderate and severe. To the point now where, yeah, I know, Tim. I'm like borderline in need of hearing aids. And how this happened, I'll tell you, there's two ways this happened. Number one, when I was a stupid kid, I would stand in front of speakers at concerts, which is absolutely dumb. Absolutely dumb. No, you're way off base there, Scott. Way off base. Jason went on to a new company. All right, Johnny, have a good night. Say hi to everybody at Andy's for me. Okay. Concerts, and more importantly, shooting without hearing protection. There were at least a couple of events. One time, the first time I ever shot a 45 caliber handgun, I was so enamored with it and it was so much fun, and I'd never done it before, that I put box after box through that 45 with no hearing protection, and it screwed both ears up so bad that for hours afterwards, when people would talk, it was like a cartoon. I mean, I could see them move their mouths and I could hear noises, but it was very jumbled. And my ears were screwed up for 2 days after. And I know that was a big factor in that big dip right there in hearing. And that's why I might be looking at hearing aids. I mean, I'm right on the verge of hearing aids. I've had a couple of people who saw that graph right there, who are in who are audiologists, and they say that they've got some. I had it just done at Barry Hearing in Midland, Tim. Barry Hearing. And they checked my ears, and that's what they showed. So I've had a couple of people reach out and say, yeah, you're right on the verge, but we really think you could benefit, because I'll tell you what, if I'm in a crowded room, I cannot tell what people are saying. I have to look at them and read their lips to tell what they're saying. So it's getting to be a hassle. But I've had a couple of people reach out and say, I can help you. Very discreet, very tiny in-ear hearing aids that nobody will even know I have them, because you know how I'm not a big fan of admitting that I don't want time to win. And then I talked to audiologist Mike Stewart, and he looked at that graph and he said, you absolutely, Mike Avery, cannot afford to lose any more hearing. If you lose more hearing, you're going to be a definite candidate for hearing aids. And I don't know how much they're going to be able to help you. So he stressed to me, he said, Avery, you need to really take care of your hearing from now on, and you can't lose any more hearing. He says, when you are in a loud environment or definitely shooting, he said, you've got to get some of those, not passive, but active noise canceling in-ear muffs. And he gave me a couple of suggestions. And I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some, because I can't, I don't want to lose any more. I don't want to lose anymore. Okay, what else? People have been asking me, I posted those pictures of me and Fred Bear. Do I have one? Slides, computer, upload. I don't think I got that one. Oh, that one didn't. No. I posted them here on the Facebook page earlier. Hey, Brent. Good evening, buddy. How are you? All right, Tim. I'll let you know. I will talk about it. That's for sure. I posted in honor of Fred Bear Day, Fred Bear's birthday last weekend. I posted pictures of me and Fred Bear at Grouse Haven from 19. I forgot we had to take a hearing test for the captain's test. I forgot about that. Thank you, Darren. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, Lisa. All right, I get it. Save Cornwall flooding is the biggest story in the North. Pigeon River Forest, Sheboygan County, enormous community effort statewide. I get it. You've posted it several times. You have done your job. Thank you for bringing it to our attention, but I'm not prepared to talk about it because I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I've known there's a Mitch Rompola Facebook page for a long time. Fans of Mitch Rompola. Yep. Good evening, Jerry. How are you? Well, I do too, Lori. Yeah, you can just buy 234. I don't know when it goes. I don't know when it goes on sale though, Scott. It is, Ricky. Thank you. Yeah, ZZ, the Southern Michigan private land hunt, and really, I could have gotten. Thank you, Lori. Lisa, visit the page. I will do that. I appreciate that. And I could have just bought ZZ over the counter too, but I didn't want to take a chance. I did not want to take a chance because three things in this world I love in the outdoors more than anything: Saginaw Bay walleye fishing, springtime turkey hunting, and bear hunting. If I could do those three things, and you said, Avery, you can do those three things, but you can never deer hunt again, I'd be okay with it. Hey, Terry, how are things in Shingleton? We haven't talked for a while. You fly fish with Ted on the Asabo. How cool is that? There's the Facebook page right there. Click on that. Well, I don't know if it's a clickable link or not, but there it is right there. Save Cornwall. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate your persistence. Of course, I'm older than you. I'm older than everybody on here except for Art Lewis. But you know what, Art? We're still here, aren't we? Got that going for us. I went up to Jay's. Sporting Goods last week to look at a new crossbow. Terry says the snow is melting in Shingleton. And I love, Matt, you're going to be there on the 22nd. Excellent. I appreciate that. Thank you so very much. That's very nice of you. Hey, Greg, how are you this evening? So I went to Jay's to buy, Art says you bet. I went to Jay's to buy, to look at a new crossbow. I love my Darton crossbows. I'm a big fan of Michigan-based Darton. And Ted Harpum of Darton is a personal friend of mine, and I have much loyalty to Darton and much loyalty to Ted. Now, they're coming out with a new crossbow this spring, but I don't think it's going to be out by the time the springtime turkey season is here. Also, I've been told it does not feature a decocking mechanism. And I want in a crossbow, I don't want to have to use the hooks that go over it and pull it to cock it. And I want to be able to uncock a crossbow without shooting it. So, there are a couple of crossbows out there that do that. The Ravens, the 10 points, some others as well. The Raven makes a clicking noise when you cock it. And when you're uncocking, if you let go, that handle can come around and bust you in the hand. The 10 point, when you cock it, it's completely silent. And if you stop and let go of the handle, it won't come back and bite you. Darton is good. I love Darton. I do. But I think I'm looking for a little bit of a jump in technology. And if Darton offered it, you can bet I'd be all over it. But it doesn't look like Darton's going to offer it. So I went to Jay's and I was looking at several different crossbows. I was looking at Ravens and I was looking at 10 points. And I think I've got it narrowed down to a couple of things here. I was looking at the 10-point Vengeant 440, the Viper S440, and the Turbo S1. And Joe loves his 10-point. I think I'm going to like mine, Joe. So it looks like the Viper S400 or the Viper S440, whatever it is. That's the one. In fact, I had him put my name on it. Very quiet. I had him put my name on it. And I'm actually toying with the idea of really going stupid crazy and putting one of those Burris Oracle scopes on it. That takes it from a primitive weapon, doesn't it? That takes it to something more for sure. And I probably won't feel right about shooting something other than a Darton. But I'm looking for certain things, and so I have to go to certain brands to do that. What else? Red Wing Blackbirds, turkey drawing, Trinity dinner. Again, thank you everybody who showed up for the Trinity Monitor Wild Game dinner. That's what you have. How do you like it, Ed? Pretty soon, Maker's Mark, yeah. Greg says his wife banned him from Jay's. How do you like it, Ed? How do you like that bow? Because I think that's the one I'm looking at. Good afternoon, Charles. How are you? Appreciate you joining us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Charles is watching over on YouTube. Who's all coming with us on the Ohio hunt, John? Well, you and your dad, me, my son, and my grandson, because my daughter-in-law bought the hunt from Bill Piles at the Trinity dinner. She bought it for my grandson. So we got 3 generations going with us there. Also, Ed Bolanowski will be with us. Mark Holston will be with us. Where's my list? I can give you the whole list right now. And we still have room. Ohio hunt. Here we go. Me, James, Trent, Ed Bolanowski, Mark Holston, Josiah Amther. He's a Trinity Monitor guy. John, you, and your dad, and we've got room for a couple more yet. Okay, Ed, good. So I would not be making a mistake if I bought that bow. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's going to be awesome to have 3 generations with us. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then I'll use that crossbow for the springtime turkey season. I'll use it for my springtime bear hunt in White River with Ron St. Louis, and then I'll use it for deer hunting in the fall again. And again, you know how I feel about deer hunting. Yeah, take it or leave it. So that's what I got. So, okay. So between, what was it? Between finding out from the DNR that they did not renew, they cut me out of auto renew on my licenses because I'm going to be turning 65. My hearing test is for crap, but that's not so much age as it is shooting without hearing protection. And then I had to apply for Medicare. So is what it is. PSE from Jay's, knowledgeable, very helpful. Listen, I like Jay's. I love the folks at Jay's Sporting Goods, and there's several reasons for this, including Jay's Sporting Goods, in particular, the late Kathy Poet, the daughter-in-law of Jay, who started Jay's Sporting Goods, was responsible for helping me get started. When I had the opportunity to leave TV5 and go out on my own, I went to see Kathy. And I said, I have this opportunity and I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can afford it. She said, you can do it. We have faith in you. And she said, and you can afford it because we will help you financially. And she and Jay's wrote me the first check to get me started in going out on my own on a new business under my name instead of somebody else. So for that, and even if nothing more than that, even if Jay's was a crappy store, and they're not, I would be loyal to Jay's and the people at Jay's because they helped me get started. And I have had opportunities along the way to work with others. I've been approached by some of the bigger national companies saying, Avery, we like what you're doing, and we would like to advertise on your show. And I said, I can't do it. As long as the folks from Jay's want me, I will continue to work with them. I think we could use more loyalty in this world. That's for sure. You know, Brian, see, that's the whole thing here, especially since I lost that weight 4 years ago. I'm going to be 65 and I feel like I'm about 45. I feel good. I feel really good, and I don't feel my age. I feel much younger. And so that's why I'm reluctant, even though Sam left, he loves the family. I even I don't want to embrace my age because I don't feel my age. Thank you, Art. I don't look a day over 54. I appreciate that. 4 years ago, yeah, 4 years ago, I had the weight loss surgery. Four and a half now, actually, at this point, and it changed my life. And I feel a lot better. And I just age is a number, and I'm not feeling my number. I'm just not feeling it. That's what Joe said. It's just a number. It's just a number that allows you to get Medicare. That's all. Michelle says 65 is the new 40. I kind of feel like it, Michelle. I kind of feel like 65 is the new 45. I do. I know you're joking here, but I kind of feel that, at least in my case. Stu says, what were you going to say about Fred Bear? I was going to tell the story about how I met Fred Bear, but I actually don't have time for it now. We'll save that for a different day. Age is a figment of somebody else's imagination. That's not completely inaccurate, I suspect. Not at all. But I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing what I am. People talk about retirement. Why would I retire? What I'm doing right now is not physically demanding. It's not like I'm putting down roofing. It's not like I'm laying asphalt. It's not like I'm working in the shop. It's physically not hard. Sometimes it's a little bit mentally demanding, but I've been doing long enough that I got kind of a handle on it. So, um, I have no plans to retire. Now, my plans are not God's plans. I learned that a long time ago. Oh, thank you, Michelle. You're not joking at all. Excellent. God may decide that I'm done. He may decide tomorrow. I may not make it through the night, and if so, that's okay. But I have no plans to retire, certainly anytime soon. Why would I? This is work for me. I'm sitting here talking with you about hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping, and we're shooting the breeze. Why? Why would I retire? And so I don't plan to. Maybe never, but we'll see. Like I said, my plans are not God's plans, but I'm open to His plans, and I'm hoping we see eye to eye on this one. That's true, Jerry. I have met and talked with some amazing people. I've had a chance to go to some very cool places, and you're glad I'm still on the air. Always love listening, Jerry. That means a lot to me. I do certainly appreciate it. No APRs in heaven, you troublemaker, you Tim. Okay, before we wrap this up, then, just a reminder: 2 weeks from tonight, Mike Horswell of Jay's Sporting Goods. Jay's, thank you. Make sure you have a little time when you get your crossbow. We get together, arrange time, get familiar with it. Mike works in the archery department at Jay's. Mike is also a guy that I've had on the radio show several times. He's an expert when it comes to processing your own venison. He's very, very good at it. And when I saw Mike at the First Baptist Church in Clare last Friday night, he had a big bag of stuff for me. And Mike, it is very, very good. And Mike, I appreciate your advice on the bow. And Mike says that Viper S400 or 440, whatever it is also a good choice. So thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. So here's what's going on. 2 weeks from tonight, Captain Mark Pananzak, charter captain, he says the same thing. It's like, if you don't see your job as work, then why would you want to retire? And I realize not everybody is blessed to be able to do that, right? I realize for 99% of the people in the world, work is actually work. I'm part of the 1% where work is, it's not a drag. I like it. So why would you walk away from something that you like? Although, Mark, I will tell you this, I've given away enough fishing trips for this summer that it's going to feel like a real job. I think I got a little bit carried away, and I got caught up in the moment. And I look at my schedule. It's like, I'm going to have to take about a month off this summer just to fish. Yes. Thank you, Tim, for that. The Lumberjack Restaurant, 2 weeks from tonight. These are, it's a good question. I'll get back to that on a future show, Joe. 2 weeks from tonight. And let me get this thing going here. So we go out as we should go out. 2 weeks from tonight at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, the Forward Corporation Lumberjack Restaurant. we will do a Wednesday night live. I hope to have you join us. The number for reservations, 989-343-0892, 989-343-0892. If you want to join us, I'll be there. Many of you will be there. Paul Phillips, one of the best extreme long-range shooters in the world, will be there. Ted Harpum of Dart and Archery will be there. Sherry Harpum of Freaking Pickles. And I think maybe a few more people as well. And hopefully you can join me again 2 weeks from tonight, Wednesday Night Live at the Lumberjack Restaurant in West Branch, 989-343-0892 for reservations. My name is Mike Avery. My email address is mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. My website is mikeaveryoutdoors.com. Be sure to check it out. Thanks for joining me, my friends. Have a great night. We'll talk to you next time right here on Wednesday Night Live.